A spokesperson for the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says a drone's been launched towards his home in the northern town of Caesarea. Neither Mr. Netanyahu nor any member of his family was in the building at the time, and there are no reports of any casualties. Earlier, the Israeli military said that 3 drones had been fired into Israel from Lebanon. 2 were intercepted, but 1 was reported to have hit a building. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the Hamas-run health authorities say at least 33 people were killed in Israeli airstrikes in the Jabalia refugee camp on Friday. There have also been reports of casualties following airstrikes in at least 2 other parts of Gaza. Well, for the very latest, let's go to our correspondent in Jerusalem, Jonah Fisher. Jonah, first of all, this news that's just coming into us about this drone which was launched towards Benjamin Netanyahu's home in Caesarea. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, what we do know is that 3 drones were launched, presumably from southern Lebanon this morning. They crossed over into Israeli airspace, and the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, says 2 of those drones were intercepted, but that 1 of them continued towards Caesarea, which is where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has a private residence, and that it hit or impacted into something there. It's not entirely clear at the moment what it struck, but we did have that statement from the Prime Minister's office in the last half an hour or so, making it clear that Prime Minister Netanyahu and his wife were not at the residence at the time, and that there had been no casualties. Just to give you a little bit of context, stopping drones is a particularly difficult challenge for the Israeli Defense Forces. It's not that long ago that a drone hit an army base not that far away from where this drone has struck today. They are difficult, much harder to stop than the rockets that are regularly fired from southern Lebanon into northern Israel. And today is really another indication of what a challenge it is preventing them all getting through.
Indeed. And now let's turn to what we've been reporting in Gaza, the attack on the Jabalia refugee camp, fresh Israeli airstrikes there. Just bring us up to date on what more we know about that, Jonah.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that the Israeli offensive in northern Gaza is continuing. There have been several incidents reported overnight. The one you're referring to there, 33 people, among them 21 women, are reported killed by the Hamas administration in that area. We've seen on social media footage, which we can't verify, of more than a dozen bodies at the local hospital. The hospital director has been talking about the wards being simply too full, and that the injured are having to be treated on the floor. Separate to that, the Hamas-run health organization has this morning put out a statement saying 3 hospitals in northern Gaza are being targeted by the Israeli military this morning, with the objective of stopping them functioning. We have, of course, reached out to the Israeli military this morning to get their response to it. They have yet to come back to us on those specific incidents, but just to give you the context, of course, the Israeli military has for the last few weeks been focusing its attention on northern Gaza. It has called on people to evacuate the area, but lots of people have either chosen not to do that or are unable to do that, leaving them in not just a dangerous situation, but according to the humanitarian agencies, which are trying to access them and trying to get supplies to them, pretty atrocious conditions as well.
Okay, Jonah Fisher in Jerusalem, thank you very much.